Hello, Pep. When you first arrived, and after that a few times, you said that you expected it to be difficult here in the Premier League. You had no sort of illusions about that. Has it been maybe a little bit tougher than you thought, purely because you hadn't experienced it yet? So, having now experienced it, has it proved a little bit more difficult just managing here?
No, maybe, I don't know, maybe you have more experience than me here. Premier League, you have to explain to me, not me to you, you to me, how it's more difficult here, for example, in Germany, in Spain, or Italy. I would like. But the result is not a consequence of being much tougher or not tougher. No. The result is not the reason why, no. No, because every club is different, every players are different, every manager is different, so always I think the football is 11 against 11, the same pitch. Of course, there are, like in every country, there are for the weather's conditions, for the conduction, for the referees, for the quality, of course there are more long balls, more physical. Here the games, there are like rules, like they have to play more minutes, or they have to just 22 falls in a game. It doesn't matter there are 50, no, there has to be 22, and that's a little bit different about, but the football is in everywhere. So when Chelsea was better and Tottenham was better, because they were better, and the better means it because they play better, they were more consistency like a team. But I'm here to be helped, so maybe you can inform me why here is so special, because you are English guys. Why is so special? Why you are? I'm not, because I'm not from here and I don't know the answer.
Next question.
Hello, Pep. Yaya Toure looked like he was finished at City a few months ago. Now he's a regular member of your team. What has he changed to convince you?
But since he came back, he played regularly, except one period after the break in Abu Dhabi, like he was not fit, and it was the games in Monaco away and something like that. He almost always played. So he didn't play in the beginning because you know the reason why. When he came back, I took a decision, some yes and no, but he played regularly because since the first sentence of the first day I came here about his qualities, no doubts about that.
Because we've been told that he may be offered, or he's likely to be offered, a new contract for next season.
It's again when I answer you. Since Sunday, we will speak with the players.
Pep, when you compare the two leagues that you've managed in before, in terms of getting into the top four, the points difference is quite big for the Premier League when you compare to the other two. Why do you think that is? Is it the opposition, the level, the intensity of the game, or is it just the quality of the teams?
Well, I think the quality of the 5 or 6 teams are so strong, and the other ones to beat the other ones. That's true because they are physically, because the contact is more allowed, and when that's happened, is allowed. Everything is equal. And but of course, always I want to qualify for the Champions League in that league. So it's so tough. And next season will be again, and next season will be again, and the next season will be again. So today qualify for the Champions, a big success for the teams in that league, because in that terms is equal. Yeah.
Just in terms of Pablo, will he start tomorrow, or is he going to be on the bench?
I don't know. You will know it tomorrow. So I will try to make the best 11. I think about tomorrow.
Yeah. You know, for several months you've talked about one of the big things being the need to improve in both boxes. When you say that, do you need a little bit of improvement in both boxes, or do you think there's a lot of improvement is required at both ends, or do you think the margins have been very small and there's not that much improvement required? So it's I have to be honest. For me, it's a little bit frustrated for myself. So notice that, no, that's about the boxes we have a problem and we didn't solve during the season that. So I have to analyze for myself this summertime what we can do. To that, for example, I have a feeling with Vincent we are stronger in the box. You know, some is the quality. So I appreciate it every 3 days you come to visit me here, okay? But looks like sometimes with the manager when we are playing here about because we have to for the contracts.
I like to be here, but every 3 days to be here, okay, it's not the best moment in my life, okay? But I accept to be here for the contract, but the people believe we explain that, you have the reason why, so that's all the solution what happened in football. And the football, it depends on the quality of basically from the players. So we don't play the manager. Manager here, we explain that we have to be here, but we don't. So it's the quality of our players, and I think the quality of our players is quite enough to have been better. So only regret we could not fight until the end in the Premier League. So in the 1 month and a half or 2 months ago, it was already done. And that is my regret, my biggest regret, because I think we have quality enough to be until the end there. But I was not able.
Some of the players may have, I know you're very defend players, but I think some of the players have maybe fallen short of the standards people would expect of them. Some of your players.
No. I think the standard of play is good. So it's good. So we make a good performance and we played quite well and most of the times of the games and part of the game. So, but we were not clinical. We were not. Maybe for the way we want to play, we're not more solid than we expect, and maybe you deserve here. So to be more solid in the boxes. Here happen a lot of things in the boxes. Everybody's there, everybody's here, everybody's there, here. In other countries, the process is more calm. It's more calm. Here, it's sometimes you cannot control it. You deserve to control it, but you try to control it, but you cannot. And there you have to be strong. That's true. So the process is important, but when you go in Crystal Palace game or Selhurst Park or go to Burnley or go to West Brom Albion, so it's impossible not to feel the ball will be there against Rondon, against Benteques, against these kind of players. And in these kind of balls, when they arrive and there's contact, in all around the world is fault, here not. And that's why you have to be strong there, because you are not going to change the referee, it's impossible. So because all they used to play in that way, your philosophy in the way you play is in that way. And you have to try, and that's it, you be more stronger. Before I could expect, okay, we can solve it, so I realized, so you have to be strong there and strong when we arrive in the box. Last day, for example, I 2 or 3 times in the byline with 1-0, 2-0 in the byline to the pass, and we didn't finish. And we have to be more clear or more clinical in that time, because they see the teams and the opponents don't create 10 or 50 chances for a game. So in that situation, I think I was not able during the process of the season to. I think we knew that the problem, but I could not solve it during the season.
You've always said there's no greater pressure than managing Barcelona. You said that was the most pressure. But do you accept that after this season, there is going to be more pressure on you and your staff and your players to deliver next season?
Listen, what happened in the next season is not going well. I have 1 more year contract. It's not going well. They're going to change the manager. What is the pressure? So we know last season, this season, next season, all the managers in the first 5 or 6 clubs, they have the pressure. I put it on myself to come here, to prove myself I am able with this fantastic club and the players to do it. So one player, one team was better, Chelsea, congratulate them. So they deserve by far to win the league. And the second one was Tottenham. It was an outstanding football yesterday. Again, they play amazing. So the way they play is chapeau. How they play. So in the other, we are there. In that moment, it is in our hands to finish third, so we are there. So the gap is big in terms of points, but I think the way we play against them is not too big. And we are going too short for the next season, but I am not here alone. So it looks like, and everything happened, is the pressure is not good. But we wanted to change the manager, my friend, so it's not so complicated about that. You want to put me pressure, so next season you have to win. If not, they're going to punish you, the pressure. I knew that before I arrived here, but by far not.
If you personally felt that you would be under more scrutiny and more pressure next season because you failed to win anything this season, and that's a lot lower than the expectations for when you arrived.
But I said many times, the expectation I had is because of what I have done in the past. So I arrived in that club and I tried to do my best. So, but all the managers have that pressure. And all the managers, I don't know, but. Some managers will have that pressure, so I have to handle that. If not, I go home. So I know, but I came here to try to win that year. I was not possible. I will try with the club, with the players, with the staff, with the chairman, with the sport director, with the people working with, to do it. And after that, the results is not, if I am be judged or we are be judged just for the results, we'll be sacked. Another one is coming here. And you will be here again with a new manager, and you will make the same questions. So that is what it is. So I'm not just staying here because I am Pep, or I've done for a long time. I know how it is, that the problem. But so I'm not going to be somersault because, oh, what's going to happen in next season? I don't win that some titles, I would happen more pressure. Pressure I have when I arrive in Barcelona, when nothing to to defend, and when in that club, in 6 months don't win, you are really out. Or like Barcelona or Bayern Munich, that you have to win by far. If not, they don't give you second chance. Here they gave me the second chance. I will try to do it. In my situation, in a big club, I'm sacked. I'm out, sure, definitely. In the clubs I were before, I'm not here. So, but here, having a second chance, we will try to do it better than that season.
So because this season has been at Bayern Munich or Barcelona, you'll be out?
Yeah, because now you have to win. Yeah, sure. You have a title for them tomorrow in the newspaper. You are happy, huh? Yeah. Yeah, sure, definitely. It will be an assessment.
Have you had any conversations with the sort of hierarchy, the chairman?
Sorry?
Have you had any conversations with the chairman about an overview of the season, all that?
Yeah, every weekend, every week we play about that. Yeah.
And are they satisfied?
We talk every day what's happened, what we have done in the last game, and what we have to do to improve the team. Every conversation was in that terms.
You talk that regularly with them, do you?
Sorry?
You talk virtually every day with them, do you?
Yeah, before the game we speak each other, and after the game we speak each other. We speak about the game we have played, we have to play, and what we have to do to improve.
And also tomorrow, not only to win, but you need to win by a lot of goals. Could come down to goal difference if you were to drop points.
No, the first you have to win the game.
Will you be impressing if you are in a position?
Yeah, but we're playing against West Brom. Is 8th in the league, and teams that Tony Pulis is not they're going to win for a lot of goals. So we have to win the game, be focused what we have to do, and after the game. So before the game, the Crystal Palace, I didn't expect to win 5-0. What happened at home in our game during the season. So I didn't expect that. So because in the last month they won in a Stamford Bridge, in Anfield, and this kind of situation. So that's why. So we're going to play the game, win the game, and after the game we'll decide for ourselves.
Hi Pep. Arsene Wenger's said that he's concerned that some teams whose seasons are over now might stop trying. Is that fair comment, or do you think he's trying to put pressure on West Brom and Watford?
I don't understand how the managers speak for the other clubs and other teams. So as to Arsene, not to me.
But he said it. I mean,
so the people hiding focus on their teams and forget about it. The other teams, what they do, what they have to do. So the teams. I never saw one player in my life go to the pitch and don't try to win the game. Yeah. And of course, when the target is done, it's done. But so if you don't want that, so win more games yourself, or qualify before, or win the Champions League, and after we don't have the problems for the other ones. So.
But do you think that's him trying to put pressure on the people that you're playing in the next two games? On Watford and West Brom?
Yeah, but he plays against Sunderland and Everton, no? It's already done, both teams, no? One is relegated, and this is in Europa League too. So, the same situation. So, if you do want to complain, do it better during the season, and we will not have this problem. So, I would like to be Chelsea right now. If there's not Chelsea, I have to fight for the Champions League. So, it's for our fault, or we could be better, not because the opponents. The opponent play the way they want to play. So if the teams of Tony Pulis play in that way, perfect. We have to adapt of that. So every manager and every team make whatever he wants.
Last question.
You praised Zabaleta's mentality. Is that something to do with Argentine players and Argentine managers? I know you've had a long history with Marcelo Bielsa and Menotti and people like Angel Cappa, people like that. Argentines have played a big role in your career, especially as a coach. Is there something about their approach to football that appeals to you particularly?
I don't understand you the question, sorry.
Is there something about the Argentine?
The Argentine.
Argentinian, yes.
The mentality.
Yeah.
But see, we have a tendency to make a cliche, no, about English people is in that way, Spanish people in that way, Argentina people is in that way. So, but I play and work like a manager with some Argentinian players, and of course all of them, they are a huge personality. They are good competitors, really good competitors. And Pablo's a good expression of that. They are good competitors in that terms. When the situation is going well, they are good.
But they're also good thinkers on the game too. And I know you've had a lot of talks and meetings with Argentinian coaches over the years. So they had a big impact.
No, because they speak so well. It's beautiful. Listen how they this musicality of his words. No, because it was a pleasure. So because I think the Argentina culture likes to speak about football, about ideas, and sometimes during the all careers we meet each other, and sometimes we speak. But of course with Marcelo, with Menotti, it was a pleasure to every time we can speak with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.